Uh, May I request our speaker, please start the session.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. And let me confirm that everybody is audible. And
Yes, sir, you are audible.
yes, now I'm sharing my screen with you. And this is PowerPoint presentation. Is it visible to you? Hello?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, let us start. I wish everybody, viewer, speaker, uh, this and coming all years, very happy, healthy, and wealthy. And I thanks Dhananjay ji, Chairman PCA chapter, and Birla Sarji, Chairman WARC, and CMA Harshad Deshpande ji, Chairman PD Committee WIRC, and Malpure sir, Chairman PD Committee PCA chapter, and Vikas ji. And I'm starting this chapter, but before that, let me remind the last session I have done on introduction to business tools, business intelligence tools. Especially, I focused on Microsoft tool Power BI. So one of the great process which helps business intelligence to collect the data in a neat manner, store it, and visualize it before the decision maker. So great process is the extract, transform, and load process. This process is not only used for the business intelligence database, but it was started since the warehouse is started, where data warehouse is started, data mart, data warehouse. This kind of technology is coming. So data warehouse always prefer to store in a warehouse the data which is extracted, transformed, and converted into the good data and then loaded into the warehouse. So it will to understand ETL process is half understanding of the business intelligence process. Only and only when we are in a position to get the data and present it in a visualized manner and prepare a dashboard, create a dashboard, and share among the people who are taking the decision. For that, I have to uh, come with some advanced technique also. So it will help us in a ETL process and directly get the data and transform it and make it available to the business intelligence software as well as the warehousing. So coming forward, today's discussion is about the ETL definition, then extract process we are discussing separately, transfer process and the steps involved into the transform process one by one we are discussing, and then whatever data available after transforming process we are loading into the warehousing. And for that there are some ETL tools are available also, we are discussing on that, and some case studies, live data we are extracting from the websites and also from the SQL server. Previously we are extracted data from the as usually all the people are using the Excel data, but this time we are getting the data from the web and from the SQL server itself. So you can get a feel of a big environment, big organization environment. Going ahead, first of all, the definition. What is ETL process? ETL is the process, is a component of BI and warehouse as well. ETL is the process that includes the extraction, transformation, and loading data. So BI has got its warehouse type database, and we are transforming the data from the source to BI or the warehouse with the help of ETL process. Means transforming data from the source to the target database. Of course, it's if the organization is big, depends upon the scope of the data and volume of the data. It's a costliest process and time consuming. But once we have to once we have to spend time for the deciding the process of the transforming. Once we have fixed the process of the transforming the data, and now we know that the data is clear, that can be fixed into the process of the ETL. And every time, whenever the data refreshing coming, we are coming to the refreshing the data, same process will be repeated automatically. Once we have to do manually, then it is automatically happening. So this is the diagram that refers shortly. So this is a diagram which refers to the source of data. This source of data may be structured data from the ERP process. There are some files. These files are CSV text files, also the Excel file, and some other inputs are there. That SAP, PeopleSoft, Ingress. These kind of databases are there. Some mails are there. Some web data is there that we are fetching from the source and taking for the ETL process. Extracting process after transforming process is there. In extracting process, the data profiling is there. We are taking the data and then transforming for the aggregation. Some statistical aggregations are there, averages are there, summations are there. We are setting some filters. We are making some joins, and we are sorting the data so that we can get it faster. And then loading it into the data mart or the warehouse or the business intelligence database. So we are discussing about the extraction. Extraction means the data extract from the source. Source may be the Excel data, maybe the comma delimited files, some text files, RDBMS, structured data. Some operating systems are there, some plants are there, which is directly connected to the computer, and it is delivering the data as the temperature increasing, water flow, and everything is there. Online, it is transferring data to server, and that data is captured. For example, one of the project I'm working on is about the grape. So right from the farm, and it is coming to the plate of the consumer. From farm to plate, whatever process, its temperature, its washing, its collecting, its selection and packing and into container, and then shipping and traveling all the way from India to Europe, and whether the temperature, the data logger is available in the ship, okay, so that it can count the temperature and say that average temperature maintained from the right from the this place to actually export place, and then only the exporter who is importer is accepting the material, because all the log is correct, data is or the material is maintained. Why this is happening and how it is possible to read all those things? Only due to the data logger, and it is collecting data and showing online dashboard that temperature is maintained, everything is maintained, and everything is organic, maintained temperature, and it is now edible form. So this is only happening because of power of the BI. It is extracting data, transforming data into the good data, and making available for the presentation and visualization to the importer. So this kind of things are happening. So data may be any, from the data logger, which is connected, devices connected, some logistic operators are there. They are sending the data where the actually container is there on the road. So these kind of things are happening only due to power of the database, that is transforming data from the device to the actually database, and then it is extracted. Then transformation is essential. It's the main step of the ETL. Transformation is the main step of the entire ETL process. In that, we are changing or manipulating some data and provides guidelines to the intended purpose, which includes transformation includes aggregation, disaggregation, sorting, cleaning of dirty data. Dirty data we are discussing separately, and checking for the integration also. So different storage are there, different tables are there. We should be integrated and related to each other, and we should apply some business rules also to this database so that it is available with the business rules. And this process or ETL process or tools are available with the business intelligence software. Previously manually everything has to be done. Now some tools are available, made available with the business intelligence software that we are discussing. What is dirty data? Here we have discussed about the dirty data. Is dirty data. What is it? It is the first. It is non-standard. Means lack of standard is there. Mean multiple code is given to the customer. Customer 1001 is also A, and customer 00105 is also 1. This kind of happening. Some locals means OLTP, online transaction processing servers, are located at the different locations. Some locations abbreviations are different. Somebody's some server are storing male for male, M for male and F for female, but some servers are storing 0 for male and 1 for female. Okay, some if the distance column is there, at some server the 1 is stored for the kilometer, and at some server 1 is for the mile. So we have to distinguish and capture all those things and make some standardization for that. So different in abbreviation, male female 01, cow buffalo 01, C for cow, F for buffalo. So these kind of things are there. Some multiple standards are maintained at different server. We have to collect that and make some unique standard for that. So lack of standardization is there. Dirty data means, again the dirty data means missing and incorrect duplicate data is also there. Duplicate data means age field is there. Somebody is not maintaining, some server are not maintaining age field. Some age fields are in in month, in days and year. Some only they are calculating round age is there. So these kind of duplications and incorrect storage is there. Age is very important for database. So what we can do, I am going some suggestions for storing the age with the payroll. You just consider, because birth date is definitely there, but it is there, so we can keep some calculation with our database. We are transforming into that. It should calculate the age with the help of birth date as on date. From birth date to as on date, automatically it should calculate the age. So it will help us in calculation of some his retirement date and everything. Some inconsistencies just we have discussed in male female 0 and 1. So we can make one standard for gender. In Kerala there are 3, male, female and other standard of gender also is there, because state has accepted that. Okay. Some referential integrity inconsistency are also there. Some department is stored but never mentioned the department code in any database. So these kind of non-standard are there. We are discussing separately there. So inconsistency and missing and incorrect and duplicate data is also maintained in database. That all uniquely called the dirty data. So this kind of data, cleaning of data process is increasing as the volume of data is increasing. Data source is increasing because day-to-day transactions are increasing. So we have to set a process for cleaning of the data and in the transformation process. And while cleaning, we have to maintain the standardizations, and we have to make some standard document for that. at head office, we have to make standard for each branches. They are maintaining data as per the local standard. We have to maintain the data and transform the data in one standard. So cleaning is very important process. It is not simple. It needs some expertizations or some documentations. Okay. So knowledge is also important, and complexity resolution is also important. Just we have discussed about the kilometer and mile, male and female. These kind of standards are there. And abbreviation. For example, in European, they may be calling India as IN, somewhere IND. Okay, we are calling India. Okay, so these kind of standards we have to maintain. Metrics. Okay, just for weight, we are kilograms, somewhere pounds they are calling, but we have to convert this and make one standard for that all. Next slide. So cleaning process, after that we have to maintain the data analysis. A set of metadata we have to make. When we are extracting the data and making some standard, processing some standard for that, we have to store in a data table that is called the metadata. Okay, the metadata is of a different type, means we can call it dimension tables and the fact table and dimension tables. And there are some measures are there that we have to calculate. The measures and dimension tables and fact tables. These all three together call a meta data that I'm going to discuss in further. Definition of transformation rules. We have to make some rules for that. Step first, we have to applying rules on a dimension table and on a fact table. This kind of process and steps we have to write down and then verify and test the data sets. And then transformation, execution we have to make. And the transformation must have the power to maintain the backflow. Means once we have standardized the steps and we have extracted data and all process steps we have standardized and executed, again if you press the refresh button, it should go back. It should go back and again fresh data it should populate into the data source, from the data source, and take it into the metadata. Then for that we have to create tables. For that we have to create tables. We have to define the primary key. It's not very difficult. Primary key means we are maintaining a employee table in which the employee ID is there. In production table, product table, product master, we have to maintain the product ID, product name, the category, subcategory of the product, okay, and some other mixtures we can maintain with the primary key. And then again we can only use this product ID into the fact table, where we can use product ID as a foreign key in a fact table. Fact table means day-to-day sales, everyday sales. We are maintaining just primary secondary foreign key as a product ID. Then we have to confirm the referential integrity into the table. Referential integrity means we have to create a relationship. We have to create a relationship between the fact table and the dimension table. And dimension table must have the product ID which we are maintaining into the fact table. And some simple business rule, male, female, this kind of business rules. Some amount should not be greater than that. Some temperature for a product should not be greater than this and less than this. This kind of business rule we have to maintain into the warehouse, into the business intelligence database. And provide some logical test also. Then last process is, now we are ready with the data. We have make some arrangements of the steps involved into the transformation process, and the data is ready. Now we are loading into the actually warehousing or into the BI. Warehouse are maintained in cloud also. Why we are maintaining cloud warehouse maintaining in the cloud? Because the cost of server is very high, and we can hire cloud someplace depend upon the volume of the data in our organizations onto actually cloud, and there we are maintaining ETL process as well as the warehouse, so that easily we can get or fetch the data directly from the warehouse to make presentations or to make visualizations or to make dashboards. So loading is the third part of the ETL process. It performed transforming the database. So and after loading, actually warehouse or the BI database is maintaining the star schema. Star schema means fact table and connected dimension tables. It is a star. I will show you in the next diagram. And also it provides the integrity. So whenever we are loading, first load the dimension table, keep in the mind, and then the fact tables, transaction tables, master table first and then transaction table. Because once we have loaded the master table, when we are loading the fact table, it will refer to the dimensions, master is available or not. That is why we have to maintain, when we are loading the table, it should load the dimension first, master table first, then the transaction table. Okay. So this is a star schema. This is the fact tables, and all the key maintained by in a dimension table, that is the master tables, are connected to this star sigma. So dimension table have a surrogated key, means a foreign key, and the normal key and the attributes. Attributes means name of the columns in a table. Okay. So while maintaining the integrity, we have to keep in the mind. I am giving you one example. One customer is there, and the code of the customer is 100. Name is Aniles. He is from the Satara. So I am explaining the dependency. If I am asking dimension, or I am asking dashboard, what is the sale of Mr. Anil, then it will refer all the transaction pertaining to Anil. Geographically, I want to see the data from the Satara. What is the sale in Satara? So there might be customer, 10 to 15 customers in Satara. One of them is Aniles. So Satara's performance will be shown by city by reading this Satara. Okay. Suppose one fine morning, Mr. Anil decided that entire business he is shifting to Pune. What will happen? There are 2-3 steps are there how we are resolving the problems. So the customer ID is 1001 Aniles and the Pune. So from that day, all the sales, whatever sales actually done in a Satara will be shown in a Pune if we are replacing the city directly into master. Since that day, all sale will be shown in the Pune, and the Satara sale will be reduced drastically, because this magic we have done, which is not legal or not integrated. So for that, we have to go for certain things. One way is that we are adding another customer, name is same, but city is Satara and this Pune. So whatever sales pertaining to 1001 will be shown in Satara and 1002, but it is not good, because if we are looking forward for the customer wise performance, then Anil S will be shown twice, and this is not the real performance. So for that, what we are going to do, we are keeping 1001 only one customer, Anil S will be remain same, and one field we are adding that will show Satara and Pune, current city, and the effective date, whatever data available before this effective date will be shown at Satara, and this date forward after will be shown as a Pune. So all this issue will be resolved by putting another field into the, this is called maintaining integrity. And actually, RDMS data we are maintaining in our organizations. Every single moment, a single change in the master, we are maintaining effective data. And the data always, if we are referring the data, last year's data, then it will show all the masters and the related field from the last year. So there should be integrity should be maintained. So this way we are maintaining the integrity. Okay, by changing direct city, then adding another customer, or maintaining different column with the effective date. So these kind of integrations is required. So there are three components are required in a load table, that is fact table, day-to-day transactions, then dimensions, that is masters, that is customer master, area master means geographical master, and the product master, such kind of things. And the measures, the measure means the total or the statistical information regarding the columns, means sales total, discount total of entire table, then the profit total. These kind of measures we are maintaining and distributing among the warehousing or the BI tools, and it is stored in a metadata. Metadata is the final structure of the warehouse or the business intelligence software database, in which the description, structure data, operational metadata, some algorithm, some summations, some calculations are there, and the mapping of each key with the fact table into the dimension table is there. Now, ETL tools are available in the market. Every business intelligence software supplying ETL tools with that, because business intelligence only when preferred when it has got a power of ETL. Okay, so in the market, the Informatica is available, Power Center IBM is available, SAP is coming with the business objects data integrator, IBM Cognos Data Manager. Today's focus is about Microsoft Power BI, and the Oracle is also available. SAS is there with the Data Integration Studio. Google also is coming with the Data Studio. They are free. Some open source example as Pentaho, Talent. So today's focus is Power BI from the Microsoft. So up till now we have seen the advantages of ETL. Advantage is we get a flow, exact flow of the data. We can actually judge the flow of the data. We get good data, intelligent data. So dirty data we are converting into the clean data, so it becomes an asset for the organization. So ETL first advantages. As we know the flow of the data, we can create a documentation for the data. Dependency we can document, because we know everything is before us, and tools provide the monitoring. We can monitor step by step transformation of data. Control in a code, referential integrity, we can maintain dependency, everything. And tools and functions we can write, and very important thing, we can have different languages for the transformation. For example, BI tools of the Power BI is using YAM language, DAX language, also R language. We can inject other language like Python language. We can write code in a Python also and inject into the Power BI tools, so that some very customized transformation we can do. And we can maintain due to the sorting and relationship, maintain the speed, better performance. Disadvantages are not much when we are comparing with the advantages. but license cost is there. We have to pay yearly charges for depend upon the user number of users and data size we need. This one of the, I don't say call it disadvantages, but this is something you can look for or you can do for the uh, uh, transformation and using BI tools. You for the some you not Power BI, but some big databases are there. For that, they have to create a team for that and retain those teams with organizations. Find experienced people because people are taking experience in ATL, their team and hopping tendencies also there. So we have to retain some power. But I think that you can keep some team that you can hire some team for the maintaining the data also. Sometimes a flexibility limit is also there for the big data. And when you are accepting this ETL tool or say Power BI like tools, there is resistance from the organizations. Some group of people who are in some age group, they may resist that. Just like I'm giving example of the SAP, when you are implementing the SAP or you are doing some BPR processing, business re-engineering process re-engineering, there are some resistance from among the organizations. Once we have accepted that we are going to change and we are accepting the BI tools, then go with the documentation and treat the entire project as a project, technical project. Okay. So what we have discussed today is ETL process. We have how complex it is and how we should treat it as a technology. And then we have discussed that only one time we have to do this event and automatically it is refreshing. Then for certain, we can set a schedule for refreshing the data monthly, daily, as the organization is required and depend upon the report. And how we have to create the documentation for ETL process. And we have discussed regarding the cleaning of data, integration and loading process also. And then we have discussed about the dimension of the table and then fact table and the measures also we have discussed. So entire ETL process we have discussed. Now my PPT is finished. Now I'm giving some example, live example. So how to extract data from website, how to clean that, and how to make transformation and create some sort of dashboard. I'm not going to concentrate upon the dashboard much, but the process of fetching the data, extracting the data, transforming it and loading it into the warehouse or the Power BI. So example is about plane crash information. Is a renowned, it's a very good site. It maintains about 102 years information regarding the plane crash information. Plane crash date, the location of the plane crash, the type of Boeing or type of service provider or the air transport, and actually which type of Boeing or something jet or what type of plane that was, and how many people died, how many aboard, and when it crashed on the ground, how many people died on the, how many people died, or fatalities in the air, fatalities on the ground, how many saved. This kind of database it maintains. So, and other information also, but we are concentrated upon the database of the plane crash. So I will show the database. So first of all, I will show the database plane crash info in a Google. Is it visible, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Plane crash info dot. This is the website. Okay, planecrashinfo.com. We are today's focus is the database. It is showing actually pictures of the some more pictures to the recent accidents, but database is here. I press this and it is showing me all years from the 1920 to 2021. If I press this hot link, it is taking me to the relevant database. Okay, so it is 1933. What data? It consists of data, the date, the location of the accident, and the operator also. Who was the operator? Air India or whatever, British. The aircraft type and the registration number. And in the fatalities, let me expand it. In the fatalities, it is divided into three parts. Fatalities on the ground. This is on the ground. The 3 is the people aboard on the flight. And 0, if when it comes on the ground, how many people died on the ground. So 0. So this way, the data is there. Now you must be imagining that when we are extracting the data and loading it, before loading we have to transform that. We have to divide the fatalities column into 3 parts: fatalities on ground, on air, and people aboard. So we can imagine. So first of all, let us extract this data from the website. So let me go to, this is Power BI screen. Okay, you must be knowing this because last session I have shown you. So get data is the way to get data from the web. Get data from the website. It is also available here, website. Okay, so get data from the website. Definitely we have to give name of the website. I have copied it and pasted it here. So extracting the data from the web. It is connected to website. See, this is nothing to do with the speed of the Power BI. The speed of the extracting data is depend upon from where we are extracting it. The server speed on which the website is resides. So the page I requested 1933 has got many information. Let me see which is valid information for me. This is not. This is also not a valid information because this is some HTML code is there. Let me go to this table. Yes, this is the table of our interest. So let me check it, select it. When I press load here, yellow button, it is loading into BI, but I don't want to load directly. I want to do some transformation. So e-process is done. Extract from website process is done. I am going to transform process. It is taking me to, Power Query Editor. Extract process. My extract process is started. See the data. Imagine that you are in a Excel and this is the table that you have got. So let us check. First of all, we will see first column. This is the date column and it is in a date format. Automatically it is recognized that Power BI that this is the date format. This is a date means it should be in a date format. Location and operator must be in a text format. So it is in a text format. So I'm selecting this, it is in a text format. Then air type and the registration is also in a text format. But this column is our of interest. We are transforming this. See, this kind of transformation we have to do for big organization in many ways. Male, female, just we have discussed. We have the data in the same data. We have M also and 0 also. So we have to transform it in a single unique standardization. Similarly, we can split the fatalities, means casualties, into 3 parts. Fatalities is, we are going to split it, see, split it by delimited. Delimiter, why I am referring delimited? See, in this column, we have seen that slash is there, left bracket is there, parenthesis is there, right parenthesis is there, and in between some data is there that we have to divide. The first, it has recognized that slash, and the leftmost slash we are going to read, and before that, whatever data available before that this slash, we are fetching and creating one separate column, splitting this. I press OK. See, the fatalities one automatically created. I am renaming this and making it column air fatalities. Air fatalities. So my column is ready. I know that with this accident, this many people died. Second is 3 is about people aboard. How many people was there on a plane? Again, I am going to split that by delimited. First delimited it found is a left parenthesis. I want leftmost character from the parenthesis and press OK. Okay, and now I have, see, now I have people aboard. So aboard, 3 people was there on a plane and 1 is died. On the ground, 0 people died. So again, I am going to split that. Delimited is right bracket parenthesis. Rightmost delimiter. Okay. My column is ready. This column I don't want. Okay, because this is blank. I am removing that. Removing column, splitting column, combining column, giving structure to the column. See, when I separated these air fatalities, it has given automatically data type as a whole number automatically given, but this is a text. This is text. I want to change it to the number. I'm going to change it to the whole number. Now I'm explaining some other things. See, below this column, I am seeing one line. It has checked all the rows and it's found no error. Below every row, there is a line and it is showing health of the column, health of the data. But here in fatalities on ground, fatalities on ground, column name I am renaming ground fatalities. And when I convert it into the number, it has given me the error. Show, it is showing the error. There are 7%, 2 rows are there, which has got some problem. So I'm removing this error, replace this error, because I know that error is having error. See, this kind of errors are there. Replace it with 0. So I now got, see, these errors are removed and my data is healthy now. See, all the data becomes healthy. So whatever table I brought, healthy. But I am not satisfied with this one table only. I want to fetch all the data from the website. That is 1920, 1921, 22, 23, almost for the 102 years. And for that, I want to write a function. Whatever steps I have taken, see, at source, I have got this data and promote header, then I change the type, then I split the column. All steps are recorded here. All steps are recorded at the right side of your screen. Okay. And this, I have to use that as a function, and I want to fetch every year from the website and do all these actions on the website. So for that, I'm converting this. For that, I have already wrote some, code for that, and it is in the advance, and I am showing you this code and creating a parameter that I'm passing. I want to pass the desired year, means year to this. This is some syntax, I'm passing year to this function. I'm passing year to function, and I want to give not only 1933, but any year I'm giving, it should fetch that year. So for that, some syntax is there. Syntax is there that you have to follow. I'm sending this to you with my presentation and some number to text is a function into bracket. This year parameter I'm passing, and same syntax I'm using for 1933. Just ignore it if it is not interest to you. Okay, so my function is ready now. I say done. So see, table become a function now. It asks for something. Give me year. So let me rename this get function. Renaming this, and I'm getting it as a get function. If I pass 19, if I'm passing this 2020 and say invoke, it will give me that year's data, how many accidents are there. So this way I can get any year information into my database. Okay. Again, what I'm going to do, I'm deleting this because I want to take all the data, not only 1 year, one by 1 year, all the data. So my function is ready, and I'm getting another data, that is new source, same site, but the new source. I have fetched the 1933. I have fetched the 1933, but now I want to fetch. I have got here. Control C. Control V. I want to connect to database page of the website directly. There are, on the database pages, there are many information. This I don't want, this I don't want, this also I don't want. But this is my page of interest, so I'm selecting this and press OK. So it is coming in my database. So this column I don't want because it contains some unwanted things. So I'm removing this. These all years are of my interest. But see, this data is not in a structured manner because all years spread into the rows and columns. I want to unpivot these columns and get in one column. All years I want in one column so that I can pass this year to this function. I can pass this year to this function one by one. So for that I'm selecting all the columns which is full of years and asking this transform process unpivot this. See, all the value of years are coming into one column. This I don't want. Remove this. And this I want to rename as a years. Okay. The idea behind it is I am adding another column into this year table. This table. This is got data table. Year data. Or say I can say accident data. I want to add another column into this accident data, which will define that whatever data existed in a table of 1920 will be brought here into the database. How? I'm going to add one column. I'm going to add one column into this table, which is called custom column. And for that column, I will say that actually data is equal to name of function, get function, and into bracket I am passing this year field and closing the bracket. Now I press OK. It is asking me whether the site, whatever privacy site you want to break. Yes, continue. And some just like we are paying some, it is asking us for the agree, you are agree with that, agree with this, and we are going to save. When I press save, all table will be coming, all the data table will be is coming into my database, but it is taking time to go to the site, fetching every table, fetching all the data and taking it, bring it into the, it is taking time. So I am cancelling this, and whatever ready-made data I have brought from this website, I am going to that file directly, cancelling it and going. I don't want to save, not now. I'm coming out of the process. I'm coming out of the process all, and I'm not saving. I'm going to the ready-made file. It will take another 1 minute, but while it is loading, I will explain what I have done. I have just visited the planecrashinfo.com website. I have extracted data for 1933 accidents information and convert that data into functions so that I could pass the year and get all the data from the database page of the plane crash information website. So it is loading. So now some other transformation process we have to do with the data. So I am going to the data. Take some time. How does look the data? This way. How the database is? I will show you. See, all the way we are processing from the website. We are going to the transform data. When I run the function and getting the data from the website, the data is coming in this way. See what happened. Year column is there and table is there. That table consists of the database available in the website. If you press right before the table, not on the table, it will show you the data below. And there is a button provided in air crash data. This button, see, two arrows are there opposite of each other. It means that expand the table, means extract the data from the table. So I'm pressing this. It is asking me whether all the columns in the table you want. Yes, all the columns, date column, locator, locations, date, aircraft. So this is the data. So we have all the data from the website before us. These are the years, these are the dates. Now we are checking transformation operations. See, this data I want in a date field. This I want in a text. This is called transformation, nothing else. This I want in a text. Now see the air fatalities. I have shown you one example previously. Again I am showing. This air fatalities has got, it is not healthy column. It has got some errors, 7 errors. Out of the 5,000 record, 1% data is not good data. If I press remove error, it will remove the row, but I don't want to remove the row. Other information is also important. So what I am doing, I am replacing this value, whatever garbage consists in a column, with 0. Okay, and converting into whole number. This also I am replacing error with 0, so it will be suitable for replacing into the whole number. So it is whole number. Also ground fatalities also same way we are maintaining. Ground fatalities, replace all the errors with 0 and convert it into the whole number. So my data is ready now. Now when the data is ready, our transformation process is done and all the steps. Only external step is that we have written a code into M language and injected into the process. So this is process. Okay, so some code you have to write that I am sending you, and my data is in the last process. My data is ready with all data types and everything. Now when I press close and apply, it will take another, because same process, it is going in a reverse order and fetching the data, again doing all the process and transformation steps that I have taken up till now. This will take another 10 minutes to 15 minutes. So I am directly going the data where I am receiving and taken actions of the transformations on the data and closing this. I'm closing this. It's not now. Closing this, all steps, and save, and again going to the final steps. Again I am explaining in the meantime what I have done. I have visited plane crash information site. I have extracted 1933's data. Then I have converted this data as a function and passed a parameter of year and extracted all the years data from the website and then expanded that data, taken into the transformation and converted a single column, splitted single column into multiple columns and change the format of the data, and finally I am ready with my data. So now I'm going to this. So this is the final data I have. Again, you can do something. This year data is there. I don't want to summarize. There is no summation. This is in the format of date. So that is correct. This is in the text format, text. This is in the text. This is in a whole number. I want summation for this. This is about. This is also whole number and summation for this, and ground fatalities. Now the data with me is ready for visualization. Now load all the extract, transformation and load. Three of the process I have shown you. Now I'm going for the dashboard. So dashboard previously I had discussed, but here we can take some example of the dashboard. First of all, I'm going to create a filter for them. Means not KPI, remove. I'm going to create slicer which will prevent me to extract all the data, because all the 102 data we are not going to recall all the time. So we can bring here years, bring here years. Bring it here, and here I want in a, numeric input, I want still bigger so that I could see, say 15. So directly I can go here and say 1950. I can say here 1960, 1 decade's database is there. This way I can go, but I can move the slider also, so it can select all the data. So one filter is ready. Now I'm bringing one table. This will show me date. See, this date I don't want it in a, on which day the not in hierarchy manner. Date is in two form. One is hierarchy, that is year and quarter, and the month number, month name and day is separated. If I press date, it will show direct date in our format. Okay. And then how many people about, and what is the location where the accident actually happened, how many people aboard, how many people died in a year, how many people died on the ground. So this is the data we have, and the total is here. Okay, but I want to see the how many people saved. So that is aboard people minus air fatalities, means saved people. So now I will show you here. Suppose we are in a Excel table. I want make the total of the air fatalities. So we are going at the bottom of the column and creating some field. Here we can, same way we can go, but in a different manner. We can create a measure. This is the measure, and I can say that saved people. Name it after save people is equal to, all the way I want it, sum of aboard people minus sum of air fatalities. It means saved people from the flight. So my variable or my measure is ready. Column total, column treatment is ready. And this saved people is coming here. So as a variable. Okay. So I can bring it here in my report this way. Bring it here and leave it. So saved people out of about people is this air fatalities, and the ground people are. I can sort it and see it. Actually, major accident by air fatalities. See about people died. This way I can come to the conclusion that what is the, now you can create another visuals. You can create some, geographically where the accident is happened. So press this and get a location. And the people, say about people or died people. So total died people I can get from another measure, which is called new measure. New measure is total fatality equal to air fatalities plus sum of air fatalities plus sum of ground fatalities. This is the total. And the total fatalities we can see, these are all balls are showing in a map. Balls are bigger, the accident is major. So in the size I'm moving with the total fatalities. If I press this, automatically the particular location is said where the accident is happened and how many people died. Okay. You can split into the how many on the ground, how many on air, how many aboard. This kind of information you can store. Okay. If I select two accidents, it is showing me here. If you want to see closer view to the map, you can go here. See, this is the closer view. Okay. You want to see the actually name of the cities and the locations, so it is coming over here. So this way you can create many visuals. You can create another pages also, and that also help you to work on a dashboard, different dashboards, and you can share those all dashboards in one single button to the interested decision makers or your organization stakeholders. Another visualization you can create. Here you can take labels, how many people died and such kind of things, or say clustered column which consists of not location, aircraft, which aircraft, and the total fatalities as a value. So these are Boeing and all operators are there, which shows accident number of accidents, fatalities in a type of aircrafts. So data labels I'm activating. This data level I don't want in a 1000 manner. So data label should be not auto but entire, that I can arrange vertically. If you want to have a closer look to this, okay. So I am not more over this techniques of creating dashboard, because it has got multifold facilities are there that I have to have another session for that, another 2-3 sessions. In that I am going to explain high level or the advanced dashboards also. But this time I am taking very initial and basics of the ETL process. Back to this dashboard. So up to 7:30, I have decided that I'm going to explain one example, advanced techniques of the getting data from the website. Now another example I'm showing regarding the scenario, what if analysis. So shall I come out of this dashboard and go to the next example? Shall we move?
Yes, sir, please.
Thank you. I'm closing this. See, my habit is that I'm not saving any dashboard or any process. Recurrently, I'm doing that. So first example, we have gone in from another example. Another example is of advanced scenario example. What is the idea behind it? So first, data fetching or the extracting data I have shown from the website. This is the very different source. Another source of data I am having at present for this example is extracting data from the SQL server. So many of the viewers here, attendees, are having SQL or Oracle data or the RDBMS data with them in their organizations. They are not referring extract data from the CSV file or the Excel file. Big data is there. So this example I'm showing is that I'm extracting data from the SQL server. For that, again I'm loading Power BI. Power BI. It is loading Power BI. Meanwhile, I'm showing you what is the example is about. Example is that I have a sales data in SQL Server, which consists of sale, that is fact table, then product table, then region table and customer table. Product, region and the customer table are dimension tables, and sales table is a fact. I'm explaining what is fact and dimension. Sales is the day-to-day activities in which the sales activity is there, sales amount is there, quantity is there, price of the quantity is there, profit is there out of this order. And this is the fast growing and fast populating data. This is called a fact table. To the sales, in what angle I want to see the sales? I want to see product wise, then product table is there. I want to see region wise, then geographical consistency is there. I want to see customer wise sales, then customer table is there, in which the customer information, in the region table, the region information, in the product table, product information is there. Okay. And idea behind this example is that I want to see the change in the sales amount if I'm going to change the unit price in percent. Unit price is 10 rupees. What is the sales amount? Unit price, I'm going to increase it by some percent, 2%, 5%, or 10%, or 15%. How much it will impact on the sale? So what if analysis? What happened if what happened with sales amount if I'm going to increase unit price? So this kind of analysis is there. I'm creating a scenario with the help of this example. So blank screen is available. There is no data. So I'm fetching data from the SQL server. This is SQL server. Immediately it is asking for the server name. So I have created one server on my computer. The name of the server is my laptop name. Place here in your organization whatever the server name, and the name of the database is orders. And press OK. It is going to connect to the SQL server, and it will be referring to the database and found that your server name is correct and the database name is order, and there are 4 components, 4 objects are there. That is table. This is customer table, this is product table, this is see. As far as my organization is concerned, for a smallest application, there are more than 80 to 100 tables are there, or different type of consistency, different type of dimensions, and the transactions. So all table I want to be selected. Before loading, I'm going to some transfer. See, whenever I'm fetching database, the database from the SQL-like server, SQL is a RDBMS server, relational database, and which is supposed to be a filtered data, which is supposed to be a clean data, structured data. So minimum I have to do for the transformation, but still I am going for the transformation. So all 4 customers are before me, just like you found it in a Excel. This is sales tables. I have already told you this is fact table. What it consists of, one by one we are going to see. Whole number, row ID is there, which is a transaction number. Then order ID is in a text format, and this is correct. Date is in a date format. Here is a date, calendar picture is there. It means that it is in a date format. Ship date also, ship mode also, correct format. Customer ID is in a text format, and that is correct. And health of all data is, it is showing a blue line or a green line. It is correct. We are checking it. Postal code, it is shown in a, it should be in a whole number, not in a decimal number, because zip code or postal code always in a number, just number, not decimal number. So I'm preferring to go for whole number. So picture is changed. Product ID text, sales is in text, and quantity is in decimal format. Sales, quantity, discount, and profit. I want to add one more column. It should denoted to be, just I have shown in profit. What is the cost of goods, COG? So at present, whatever column available before me, sales minus, anybody can guess? Sales minus profit. It must be cost of good. So I'm going to create add one column, and the custom column name of the column would be COG, cost of good, and that is my sales minus profit is my say. For tentatively I'm taking, and it should be in a decimal number. So as far as this transformation is concerned, with this query editor, the transformation is over, and I want to load it in a BI. But before that, what is my idea? My idea is that increase the price of unit price, increase the percentage of unit price, and see what happened with the sales. There are other column also, discount, profit, but for this example, we are strictly maintaining only sales because it will take time. But before that, I want to create a table of percent in what we are going to increase the cost of price of unit. So for that, I am creating one table. How we are creating the table? Come to the transform home, come to the home in the transport mode, enter the data. We can create on the spot a small table, enter the data. And I am renaming this table after, I have standardized it, percent price change is the table name, will be the table name. Percent price change will be the table name. Sorry. Control C, coming to the transformation here, and only I know that is the name of the column would be price. I am creating separate table. Control C, Control V, and here you can directly punch in 0.2%. 0.2%. Next is 0.5%. Then 0.10, then 15%. You can see, you can put it in a minus if I am reducing the price, but for this example I am considering hike in a price 20%, and I press OK. So see what happened here. 4 tables were there, now 1 table is added, and that I don't want in a decimal point. I want it to be in a percent form. Data type is not decimal number, data type should be percent. Replace it, and don't want, see, these are the percent table, and these are the all 4 tables. So my data is ready to load into the next segment. So how to load that? Come here and say close and apply. So it is fetching from the server. Maybe it is a small table. Whenever it is repairing, small or big, it is not seeing. It is maintaining same speed for the millions of row it can fetch in the same time. It depends upon where your server resides and what is the speed of your server. If the server is having real architecture of server, all the tables we are fetching in a model for the further segment. So all tables are fetched into the BI for further dashboard preparation. But before that, what is we have? We have a customer table sales table. Now we can see one by one what is the table it indicating. Sales table I'm taking. So sales table has got customer ID. See, this is customer ID, postal code, and product ID. This consists of connectivity to the, see, this product ID is connectivity to the product. This postal code is connectivity to the region, and customer ID is a connectivity. Being it is coming from the SQL, automatically it has recognized the connectivity. See, here is the connectivity. I'll show you. See, there are 5 tables. One of the table percent which is not connected, but other tables are connected. I'm showing you this way. So automatically the PBI recognize that there is a relationship between the product table and the sales table with the help of key product ID, and that relation is maintained one to many. That is, one row is in a product table and many rows for this product in a sales table. Similar way, customer ID to customer. Similar way, postal ID to postal ID. Percentage need not to be connected because we are using it in a different manner. Now we are coming to the dashboard. Again, we are discussing regarding our problem. Problem is to create a scenario how to increase unit price and see the effect is on sales amount. So for that, we have to create one calendar. This is also part of transformation. What is calendar? See, the data in the sales table, we have order date and we are going to sort it. See, these order dates, I'm going to convert it into only date, short date, not time I'm referring. When you are going to refer the time, if you are creating a dashboard for a mall or say super bazaar, in what time slot more customers are visiting for that, or whatever we have discussed regarding my grape distribution or grape exporting, what is the temperature maintained in a ship in entire traveling. So I'm removing the time and only referring the short. Now I'm sorting this date. Sort is one of the operations. Sorting is date ascending manner. See, I have a database of different transactions starting from year 14 and then January, but directly it is showing first date as a third date, not 1 and 2, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and then 9. It is not there. So I need a calendar which consists of all the date, so that I can gallops or I can judge that what is the gap in the transactions, which is the holiday, which was the off day, which was the lockdown days that we can refer in the calendar, which is not in a transaction. So create transactions of calendar. How to create that? So another way is that create new table. See, create new table. Press create new table. It is taking you to the creating new table. I'm going to create a new table. Dates is equal to, it's a calendar table. There is a small already ready-made function for the calendar. Calendar auto is a function which is creating a date, continuous date table, and it refers to the sales module and only creating only that period's calendar which is existed in a sales table. So closing the parameter parenthesis, pressing hitting enter, it is see all table is created, which consists of all the tables from 1940, all the year and month. But see, whenever referring calendar or such calendar, it consists of all information. Calendar should be consist of all date related information. Means what is the name of month, what is the name of weekday, Sunday, Monday, January, February, what is the number of quarter in which this date is quarter is coming. These kind of things are there. Another very important thing for people like CA or ICWO people, we are following the financial year starting from April 1st of this year and March 31st of the next year. This is our altogether one financial year. So also I'm going to create that year also. How to create? I have got a code ready with me, because creating code for that will take another more time for that. So I'm coming here. So this is my calendar date code for this. Control C, coming to the date table and creating again same table. So what it is creating, I will show you. It is visible to everybody. I am adding calendar, then adding year number, then month number, then month name, then weekday, that is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then quarter number. 1 is the January, February, March. 2 is the April, May, June. Then financial year. If the quarter is greater than 1, means April, May, June, then do something. If it is first coming into the first quarter, then do something. Whatever it is, I am sending, no problem. But I am hitting enter. Now see how it is creating the calendar table. It has created year. This is year. Okay. It must be whole number. This is also whole number. This is month. This is text. This is Friday, text. Quarter. It should not be text. It should be whole number. See, same time I am creating table, and same time I am transforming also. Financial year, whole number. So financial year, see, if July month is there and 16 is there, it is 16-17 year. But let us see what happened with January, February, March. See, January is coming in 15 and 16, this year January. Got my point? So financial year. One thing I have forgotten here, if we want to sort the month, it should be start from not from the January, it should start from the April. For that, I am creating another column into it. Add column, not table, add new column. Indian financial year column, that is FYMNO, is equal to if the quarter is, see the logic, if the quarter is 1, quarter of the date greater than 1, means it is starting from 4, then greater than 1, then what you have to do deduct month, date, deduct 3 from the month, minus 3 from the month. If it is 4, April month, then make it 1. Else add month into bracket, date. See, this part you ignore. See the logic. Once you have to do, next time you need not do. It is transformed into your form. Then plus 9. If it is January, plus 9 means 1 plus 9 is a 10. February 11 and March 12. So our financial month number is also ready with me. See, July is 4. Because it is 7, it is 4. No, my database is ready. I can see this financial number, format of this financial number. whole number. That's it. But I don't want sum this month. Don't summarize it. Don't summarize it. Because we are not going to calculate. We see we are reducing the load from the BI tools. Only consider those columns for the summation on statistical count and all those things, which is important and useful for the summation. Here also, don't summarize it. Now my database is transformed. I am ready to create. I am free to create dashboard for that. The first thing I am doing, our problem is that how to increase the unit price and see the changes. So first of all, I am creating one table in which I am showing date. And that date, the date menu. So every day sale I have to see. I'm going to the sales table, and first of all I'm taking units, quantity into it. Then unit price. Then unit price. And then sales amount. This is the basic information. But see, oh my God, for every date it is showing same amount. Why? We have to go to model. All tables are connected. But this date table, calendar I have collected is not connected to the date of order. Why it is not connected? Because here the name is date and here is the order date. So forcefully we have to connect this date to order date. One-to-many relationship is established. And see now what is happening with, see, the quantity is here, unit price, relational, sales amount is relational, is there, total sale is there, total quantity is there. Now here I am bringing the removing this. See, we have discussed about the column totals. See, for example, supposing we are in a Excel file and this column total I want to do. So we can do it with the help of creating measure. So new measure, create new measure which will calculate the sum of sale. Total sales is equal to sum of sales tables sales. Hit enter. So I have created one total sales here. See, if I am bringing this total sale into my table, it will show same amount. See, same amount. So that I don't want it. I have created this for the further calculation. The way I have created the new measure, there are 4 or 5 measures we have to create. That is already in my example that I am creating directly so that we can save the time. So I am creating scenario pricing. What would be the price when I am changing the price? So come here, go to create new measure. Go to the create new measure, create the desired measure. Scenario, what would be the price? Scenario pricing. What would be the percent of price? That is scenario pricing I have created. Next, I'm going to create scenario sales. What would be the sale amount if I'm changing the price? For that, whatever the formula and calculation there, I'm sending it right with the, now go to the new measure. See, as if you are creating a column total in a Excel file. Similar way I'm creating, and the formula for that established. The next is actually what if percent is added into price, how the price will look alike. Control C, SC price, scenario price. Create new measure. And waiting is finishing now. Create new measure. And the SC price we are creating one measure. Okay. The last difference between the scenario price value and the original price value before changing, that is actual versus scenario sales. See, coming to the Power BI and add new measure. Versus now here we can see if I'm bringing one percentages into it, percent price, I want it in a slicing manner, and that too in a list manner. List, and increase the size of the item, make it 15, 20. This also I want in some bigger value. See, if I'm pressing this, selecting this 2%, nothing is happening here, but it is refreshing. But there is no field which is integrated to percent. How we can go for that? We can take the, just we have taken some measures. SC price, if I am taking this into the table and sorting it by sales value and again by in a descending manner. Price is 0 because I not selected any percent hike. Scenario price is 0. If I select 2%, nahi, it's not changing. See, price is increased here with changing. Why it is happening? Because we have some date issues. I'm taking the date from directly from order, and that too not in a hierarchy manner, in a date manner. So now you can see price is changed by 15%. 822 is there, here is 945. Similarly, we can bring scenario pricing, scenario sales. What happened if I, so this would be the amount of the, and what is the difference between actual versus Yes. So this much profit I am gaining by increasing price 15%. See, if I am, considering the area here, area is here, region I'm going to say, and bringing here the city or the region or the state, and the price. State here we have selected. We can go to the state and we can say the actually profit we are receiving from price versus the ball size will be shown, circle size will be shown, bigger or smaller, depends upon the how many profit we are receiving from the region. What is the region? So these are the states. If I select the state, this California, only California will be shown here. And I can see if I only changing the price for the California 10%, this would be the profit, 45,000, 12,000. We are created the scenario and seeing that if I am hiking the price, or you can also have options of reducing the price, how many profit I am losing or earning. So this is called the scenario, and there are many advanced techniques for the creating dashboard, drop down and drill down menu. But let me stop here and give the time for the questions and answers. So let us Vikas sir. Hello.
Hello. Anybody have any question? Hello, Atsan sir, are you there? Hello.
Hello, yeah, I am there.
Sir, anybody have a question, please?
Sir, one question. I am Dhananjay Kumar Vatsan. Basically, when you are extracting data from the source, source is having some error, or I can say dirty data. Now, when we are going to the revising the data, like suppose you have taken up to 1 year, again 2 months passed, and taking the data again. So the old data, old dirty data will again come. So every time we have to do the cleaning process, and
no,
sometimes
not at all. Once, let me clear. Once we have set the procedure for that.
Okay.
Whenever we are pressing the refresh button, or we can set a schedule for refreshing. Every evening at the 8 o'clock, there is no customers, so fetch the data from the server. Okay.
Right, sir.
So this time it is taking all the dirty data again, and all the process we have set manually, doing it automatically.
Sir, I am having the question, okay, little bit more explorate. Like suppose the source data is having somewhere the city is written as like Kolhapur. Somewhere it is written like Kolhapur, Maharashtra. So like this type of data, which is it is text column only, but little bit variation here and there. Like somewhere it is in Mumbai, somewhere written in the Bombay.
Yes.
Like written as a
we can write a
Kurla,
logic.
Bombay, or only Bombay. So like this type of dirty figure is there. If you try to extract with the place,
it is coming with that dirty data, but
Right,
we can
sir.
split those columns. Once we have split the column, that process is stored into the ETL process. Whenever such type of data is coming, automatically it is dividing and splitting by comma, or say, there should be a standardization in a dirty data also. Once
right, sir.
from the once data is coming from a certain branch, and then writing Kurla, Bombay, and from the somewhere Kurla, Mumbai. So we can identify that and set a process for that in a ETL process. Next time, whenever the such kind of data is coming, it is automatically dividing and getting into the warehouse in a neat manner, in a very good data manner. So we need not do all the times, doing that all process manually. So that is
Okay,
the
sir.
beauty of the ETL process.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Due to the short of time, we cannot go further to enhance the dashboard. But there are many good things are there with the dashboard of the website data and whatever shown in a you say what will be effect in a region by if-else analysis or the scenario we are creating. You can create it for the cost attributes, small cost attributes like say fixed cost, variable cost. We can set formula for that. Once you set the formula, everything is okay. It is showing in the same manner that we are desired to see. Anybody have question? See, my recently I'm creating software.in website, and next time I want to explore the things on a self-service manner, means on a cloud, how the BI is going to be used, how it is shared among the people on a mobile people. Same day I'm going to show the demonstration or for the few members of the ICW chapter. I'm taking a number of them and showing the exact dashboard on their mobile itself in the next session. So these are my email numbers. You can ask me questions. I'm trying to solve it on a through email and through AnyDesk mode, directly connecting to their machines.
Anybody have any question? Otherwise, we will conclude the session. Watson sir, can you please conclude the session with vote of thanks?
Okay, sure. Suryakant sir, basically we had a very nice session, and we understood the things, how the BI is working, though it will take some time to digest the things or understand the things. But what is really a good start for most of us to understand how the new techniques and the things are being integrated, the data from different places and displayed in the neat manner, and how we can really think to do it same thing in our industry or try to do in our company also. So I would like to thank you for all the efforts you took to prepare the presentation and make up all the things, and that too on the first day of the year, when many of the people are
my pleasure,
really wants to go out and do the freak out and all those things. So really this is a very highly appreciable. And I also appreciate and thank all the members who joined us today for the just want of having more information and the more learning. So this is also, I would like to thank all of you, and not the least, I would like to thank the Pimpri Chinchoda Kudia staff and all the people who have facilitated this program, WIRC, President of our institute, WIRC, PD Committee Chairman, and all the staff of WIRC who facilitated all these things, and make it is a good success. And also in the future, we'll have similar type of more session and more learning. Thank you, More sir, and thank you everybody.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Vikas sir, shall I come out?
Yes, sir. You can come out, sir.